Hi, guys, and welcome to a new episode of the Content Creator Life. Today we have a special guest, Vidhi. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. At least I got my coffee, so I'm good to go. So, Vidhi, before we start, can you tell us a bit about yourself and your background, so the listeners and the viewers can know you?
Okay, so hi, I'm Vidhi. I am a scientist by profession, but on social media, I'm an illustrator or a sketch book artist, and I also on a separate social media page I also mentor young students to find universities and colleges and scholarships outside their countries. So that's what I have three careers now in a way, and
Mhm.
I keep juggling them every day.
So you're a true poly worker, right?
Yes, yes. That's why I'm on that platform, really.
Yeah, same. Okay,
Okay.
can you tell us a bit about the content creation journey that you had and what kind of content you create?
Back in 2020, I was just doing it for myself. I was uploading art, starting with the art. I was just doing it, doing it on and uploading on my personal account, and my friends were the only ones who were just saying, "Yay, that's great, nice." Um, and also, when it comes to the mentoring part, I was doing it within my alma mater. So the
Mm-hmm.
students who are just following, doing the same degree as I did, they come and they say, "Oh, we know that you were used to mentor so well. Will you do it? Do for it for us as well?" Okay, and everything just like that. But in 2020, I saw a girl on Instagram. She had uploaded art of her
Mm-hmm.
own, and she said that she was accepting orders for art. And her art was something which I used to draw as a second grade child, you know, and she was of my age. And I said, if she is so confident in selling it,
Mm-hmm.
what I used to do it years ago, maybe I should be a bit more confident about it, putting myself out there. So then I start putting all my art in public. I started experimenting with it. In the beginning I started with the Procreate digital art. It was not so good, but now I am uh, good in I'm doing pretty good in digital, and as well as paintings, as well as sketches, and so I'm happy with it. It's been 2 years now,
Okay.
being officially a creator.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to the careers one, I started just 2 months ago because people started asking for tips on my art page, and it became a bit of a mess. So then I thought, no, I'll start something else separately.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
have a question for you. Like, was the pandemic a part of you going into like exploring your hobbies and passion? Was that an effect on you?
in a way, yes. Uh, I mean, I didn't have much of an on offline work. I had, but not much of it. I was pursuing my degree at my master's, and in pandemic, it seemed to have more time for hobbies. I was also away from home for the first
Mm-hmm.
time. So in my free time, I was not really talking or much. I was just drawing and putting it. So yeah, a big role, I would say. And
Okay.
now, of course, now everything is open, so it's a bit tough, but started well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the reason I ask this question is because a lot of creators that I interview, they have the same thing about pandemic being either like a disaster when it comes to creating content, or it's a way for them to get like more creative. They have more time, so it's like hit or miss depending on the person. Um, I want to ask you more about the process of creating that artwork. I actually love your artwork. It seems that it's coming from the heart. Can you share with us a bit about your process? Um, like the question would be how your content day look like. So from the start to the end.
Mm, so since I have a full-time job, so
Mm-hmm.
and the timings are a bit flexible, so I can adjust my day based on that. So either I wake up early and I draw, and then I'm sitting there clicking photos and just
Mm-hmm.
scheduling it for being ready with that. or when I come back home in the evening, I am doing the same thing. Coming up with ideas is something I have to decide already. Either I have to choose throughout my day, or on the weekends what would I be drawing.
Hmm.
Or I just sit on a weekend and just draw like 10 artworks, and then I'm just on the in the week I'm just posting it. So art is something, of course, you cannot really find inspiration. You cannot draw it just like that if you cannot draw at the moment. The artwork could turn out to be
Hmm.
pretty bad. Uh, so to do justice to that, it's I take breaks, but when I'm really in the mood, I try to just make as much as I can.
Yeah, like makes sense because you want to like condense that time where you get the creative flow. So making bulk creation and then dripping the content over the week, right? Which platform do you
Yes, yes.
focus on mostly?
I focus on Instagram only, and for the career one, it's I started with LinkedIn.
Hmm.
So on Instagram, it's not much. Sorry, on Instagram, it's not much of a big thing, but on LinkedIn, I am very regular.
Okay, that's nice. So when it comes to creating that artwork, you mentioned something like Procreate, other tools. Can you share with us a bit about the tools and the services you use to create the artwork?
I make two kinds of art. No, three. So
Hmm.
three. Let's take three. First is, of course, conventional. You're painting, you're sketching, you're with pen or pencils or anything. That's
Hmm.
one thing. Second is Procreate. I when I started, back in made my account public. Then I started with Procreate. So
Is
that's
that
a really,
sorry? Is that on an iPad, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
exclusively for iPad, if I'm
Hmm.
not wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a super intuitive, it's probably the best platform to learn how to illustrate and to keep illustrating, of course. Photoshop is the king, but Procreate does a pretty good job too. Um, I sometimes use Photoshop and Illustrator, but
Hmm.
I still have a long way to go, really. And the third kind is graphic designing, combining the
Hmm.
graphic design elements on Canva, let's say, and make something out of it. So it works very well because they have really lot of free elements, small elements, and you can then combine them and make some shape out of it, some design out of it. So I,
Okay.
I
So
focus on these three things.
you're basically taking the work that you did on Procreate and you export it to Canva. That's what you said, right?
Ah, no, no, no. I make separately on Canva.
Ah, okay.
Uh,
Okay.
these three are separate. Yeah, I would. I mean, I think that would be a good idea to export it there and do something about it. But on Canva as well, just using the basic elements they have there for free,
Hmm.
you could make some art, some geometric art, for example. It's very
Okay,
easy.
I love Canva. So I come from a background of graphic design, and I almost stopped using like Illustrator unless I'm doing some professional work. But when it comes to
Really,
social
oh,
media, yeah, expressing myself, I'm using Canva most of the time, and I love it. It's so easy. I mean, so intuitive.
I know. I mean, in the beginning, I think 4 or 5 years ago, when I used to tell that I know Canva, they said, we want Photoshop. And
Yeah.
now everybody's just Canva, Canva. Skills,
Yeah,
graphic
exactly.
design skills,
Like
Canva.
it's mostly like Photoshop is like the challenge for a designer to kind of show their strength and flex a little
Yeah.
bit, but you don't really need it to be honest. Like for most of the work, especially on social media.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really, if you are going to make like big posters or standees or something, I think,
Hmm.
yeah, but Canva is good.
Yeah. When it comes to the content creation, so you have a full-time job, but at the same time you're following your passion. You're creating artwork. Can you share with us a bit any challenge you had going from that kind of like lifestyle to a different mode of creation? Um,
Uh,
the reason I'm asking this question is because a lot of people who want to start creating content, they usually have this struggle or this obstacle in front of them about time, about commitments, and all this kind of stuff. So how did you navigate around those?
um, s- for a long time I have always been doing two things, at least two
Mm-hmm.
things, and there can be more. So when was giving, really important exams in schools or in university, or preparing for something big, even then my day used to be split in half. That I'm doing studying half a day, and I'm also drawing or doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
So it has worked for me for years, more than 10 years, I would say. um, that's why maybe it's okay. If is okay, art is my passion, but I will not let go of my job because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Or job now, it's going to be a PhD soon, so I'm not going to let go research for that, because research is something I want to contribute with, and art is
Mm-hmm.
something which makes me happy. So these are two different things, right? um, it's very much possible to juggle both.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you have to be really time bound. You really have to sacrifice a lot of things, like partying just like that.
Yeah.
I hardly go, really. I have no time on weekends. um, Other than that, of course, strict time management and not feeling guilt if you're not able to give time that particular day, and just keeping a free zone on the weekends, for example, where you can catch up with that. I think that's pretty much a good idea to go about it. Of course, if that's a passion which you for which you can give up your job or your
Mm-hmm.
current education or your degree, then yes, go ahead. But if you feel caught up that it's a good hobby, but maybe it will not be as stable as current job, I don't think you have to let it go. Anyways, one time, an artist on Instagram only, he told me he makes crazy reels, like crazy art editing videos. We
Oh
just,
wow.
whoa, wow. Hmm? He said that you read all about algorithms and whatnot. It doesn't matter. He said did a social experiment. He just posted his art every day at 10, okay, 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2 months, one day he didn't, and someone, few messages came, said, oh, it's 10 a.m., your art is not there, what's wrong, is something wrong? So
uh,
ultimately, Instagram is a okay, it's an app, but people inside that are not robots, they are people, right?
mm-hmm.
So if you make good content, the timing and other things, I have not seen that work if my content is bad. If content is good, it's going to stay for a long time. People will revisit it. I revisit some things. Many people revisit what made them feel more, what's helpful for them. uh, yeah, so timing and all, it's as long as you're giving something great, it doesn't matter. Okay.
I love this one. I love what you said because basically, it's about keeping the momentum, but not stressing yourself out all the time. Because a lot of creators they kind of face this problem when they make a schedule that's very tight, and if they don't really post on according to that schedule, then they feel like you said guilty. They feel the pressure of like, oh, I'm not actually. I'm not going to succeed because I'm not to that level of competition, and then what happens is that you become overwhelmed, and then you stop, and that's what happens to a lot of creators. So I love what you said. Just basically post whenever you feel it's gonna. You have to be consistent, of course, but you just don't stress yourself too much about it, and the momentum is what matters. If you post
Yeah,
like 80% of the time, it's better than 5% or zero. So
of course. And if you post 100% and then you burn out and you're not posting for a month, then
yeah,
it's
exactly.
back to zero, right?
Yeah,
It's
that,
good
that's
to
usually what happens, really.
yeah,
So
happened
yeah,
so many times.
we're talking about the time management and how you can actually be consistent. So I want to move on talking about the psychological part of creating the content for you. Is there something that you do on that specific day for creating content that kind of helps you bring the flow back up? And for me personally, like the gym or having a swim kind of brings me back into the mood of creative thinking, and
Mhm.
everybody is different. So tell us a bit about your mindset when it comes to creating content and getting that flow back.
Okay, so I am a serial planner.
Hmm.
I need to have everything planned in the day. or week or month even. For me, it always works if I, let's say it's taking me, if I'm in creative at the time, it's taking me 2 hours to make, let's say, 5, 10 art pieces, small, big, whatever. uh, Instead block, let's say, 6 hours, even if and then I am doing, maybe wondering, maybe referring to something, or maybe trying new colors and whatnot. So since I get very irritated if my routine doesn't go right, so I give a lot more time than I need, so that I can experiment here and there. I can
Hmm.
really be slow about it, enjoy it. uh, for me, and it nothing else works but just to sit, spread all the colors, all the sheets, all the, iPad here, charger here, everything is
Hmm.
here, and then I can just make it, and also click photo, or if I'm recording video, I can record at that time. uh, for me, if I see something in front of me, then I am very happy,
Hmm.
and I am very creative. But if something is in the cupboard, then I just lose the creativity. If I can see my colors, I don't know what to do about it.
Okay.
So maybe it works for some people. For me, it works for sure. To see everything in front, then I can do it.
Yeah, is there like something you do before and after, or maybe before, like close the door, put some poster like "Do not disturb"? Is there something you do around you in the house, that kind
No,
of puts you into this focus mode?
I empty the bed, and I just, start collecting things which I like, and I just spread them around. Really spread them around. Not kidding. My husband is not very happy with that.
Hmm.
He sees the mess, but that's something I just tell him already. I said, okay, I'm going to make a mess here,
Just
for
accept it.
this yeah, this long time. So is it okay? He said, okay, no problem. You telling me, just please clean it up before sleeping.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's it. Before and after, I don't have anything particular,
Hmm.
because as I told you that I also do it on weekdays after work. So it's always just you have to relax and then maybe do something about it. Um, I would like to have something, a routine though. That's a good idea. Never thought about it.
Yeah, like there's a book I've been reading called what is it again? One second. I think it's really really good when it comes to finding the focus, um,
Hmm.
because this book is about 4 hours or maybe 6 hours in a day. It's called At Your Best. So
Oh,
At Your Best, it's really really
oh,
really good. Yeah, by Carrie Newolf.
nice.
Yeah, and
Okay.
he talks about like everybody have a green zone every day. So the thing is you have to find the most important work you want to do and put it into
Hmm.
the green zone. So this way you can be more effective. And it's just like the science. Actually, you're a scientist, so you can appreciate this. The science like tells us with the data that every human being will have like few hours a day of actual focus, like
Huh.
real creative focus, no disruption. And we try sometimes to kind of put a lot of stuff into our day, and we tend to be inefficient about it. So finding that green zone and then putting the most important work in it, that's how you can actually do more in less time. So I love this book.
Yeah,
It's really nice. I'm gonna put it in the
I
show
would
notes.
like to read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love self-help books. These
Oh,
my
yeah.
favorite genre though.
Can you share with us some of your favorites?
Oh, there's one. My favorite of all time is called "How to Get from Where You Are to Where You Want to Be." It's
Nice. I love the title.
by the same author as Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Oh,
The
okay. Yeah.
series. Remember, same guy. He tells a lot of actionable things, but the best part of that book is that it gives a lot of real life examples. Of people who really did something related to that.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the example part, and I have been reading it for since I was in school. I think now 6, 7 years maybe. It I always read it when I have something important coming up. Um, so that book basically says that in a way it gives an image that if they did it from
Mm-hmm.
scratch, you can do it too. And then you said how to do it. Then there's the method. It's a great book. And then I have more. I should have known. I
Yeah,
don't know. I
we're
have
gonna make
more really.
no worries. We're gonna make a show note for all the stuff you talk about. Um,
Okay.
yeah. So one question I have that kind of comes from what we talked about when it comes to organizing your day. Have you ever faced any like technical, psychological issues that you had to overcome, and how did you do it? Like that's
Uh,
that's the kind of the $1 million question for content creation. Because
mhm,
we tend to think that we're going to have 100% days all the time, but that's not reality. So
mhm,
the trick or the success part is how to find something that kind of bounce you back and gives you that energy to continue, because
mhm.
99% of people quit very quickly.
Hmm. So, especially in current times, recently, reels and videos are everything,
Hmm.
and that's what I'm struggling with, because I am an artist. I am doing other things too, but I am not a video editor. I'm not a
Okay.
videographer. You know, it is a bit sad that now art is all about how you show it in a video,
Hmm.
uh, but it is important too. So, whoever is starting out or whoever wants to improve, I have been trying to improve with learning how to edit videos in different ways. It's way slower for me. I don't really have time. But those who have time, they should focus on video part a lot, because right now, if they have some great thing, they can show it, and without really asking someone else to promote for them, it's they're more. This is more organic. If
Yeah,
you have
like
really good
absolutely.
video.
Yeah, as somebody who's involved in this space, like I can tell you, reels are just a low hanging fruit, especially on Instagram, Facebook, and because they're trying to compete with TikTok and even YouTube
Hmm.
Shorts. So the whole thing
Yeah,
about like I mean, long aspect, I mean, portraits kind of
yeah,
style
yeah.
and
Especially
short
show. Yeah.
format. Yeah, yeah. Those videos, they are the ones that do well because the algorithm is still organic when it comes to those.
Yes, yes. So those who are really starting out from scratch, they could start with learning how to edit videos, how to make videos, and then they can, show what they really do it, what they really do, or what they're really good at. I think these go hand in hand now. Maybe in a few years or maybe a year it would change, but right now it's the rage. I am also not
It's
doing
not
good.
too late, folks. You heard it from Vidhi. It's not too late.
I am also struggling, and I feel sometimes that I should hire a videographer instead.
Mm.
But it's no. I have to see. I really want to learn first. I am doing good here and there, but I think I
Are
think I would like
you
stop motion.
using the? Just have a question for you. Are you using like the Instagram Reels, option, or are you recording separately and then trying to put on the Reels when
Ah,
you tried?
if I record face to face, my face in front and all, then Instagram works very well.
Hmm.
Of course, it crashes sometimes if the video
Yeah,
is a bit
they have
long.
problem with
No,
the app.
that sucks. But if I have some art process and all recording, then I use other apps, or my own camera, just a decent phone camera, and then I use other apps, and then the final product I just post there. Instagram has a lot of glitches nowadays,
Hmm.
so I don't like to risk there.
Yeah, like even for me, like when I do some reels, I'm starting to use TikTok now. I found like a modded APK on Android, which lets you save like you can save the video, like make the video on TikTok, save it without the watermark, and then you can
Ah,
export to
okay.
Reels on Instagram. Because, like you
Oh,
said, Instagram Reels is not really, it's not a good app. They need to
for
work on it.
recording.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Yeah,
And sometimes even if
TikTok
you
is
save
great.
some drafts, you could lose them. It's like, oh my god, I just wasted a
Yeah,
lot of time.
yeah, yeah. On my phone, so I use phone and iPad. Phone is Android or Samsung. So on phone, when I save drafts, then they never show the option of drafts.
Yeah,
But
it's
so
really
it's just not
frustrating.
there. Yeah, and but on iPad they update faster on Apple, so
Yeah,
on it
on
has
iOS
less
they
glitches.
give it more priority, but even on iOS, like I have both, like iPhone and Android, and
Uh-huh.
On my iPhone, it's like sometimes crashes, and it's like you said, it's not reliable, especially for making videos. Uh, so
Mm-hmm.
the trick I found is using TikTok and then exporting them. I want
What
to
I
move on
use
talking
is
about, yeah. Sorry.
okay,
Yeah, go
okay,
ahead.
one last thing. Oh, what I use is that I record just say in 5 6 seconds and then save it and remove it and then next
I
part of the
see.
video,
So yeah,
so so that it doesn't
like the
crash.
short video is more reliable than the longer one.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, more than 30 seconds, 1 minute? No, never. No.
Yeah, it's too much for it, right? So Vidya, if there's somebody starting today and they wanna kind of like get into content creation, whether it's for art, for reels, for any kind of content they want to create, can you take yourself back in time, and what would you do differently if you started today? So basically it's about you going back in time, but this also kind of is an advice for people starting today. So take yourself back, and what would you do differently if you started today?
Mm. I I think I would have started with knowing the professional photography, videography, and
Hmm.
editing aspects. I mean, because we think that we whatever we do that matters, and not really how you post it. But we are also visual people. We
Hmm.
see things. We also like posts which look good, which are presented good. If you have great art but you just click art in low lighting or blurry or whatnot,
Hmm.
you're not going to like it on your own. I am not going to like it if it's there. So it's I would like to focus more on, of course, start with video editing, experiment with videos, and then go forward with it. And of course, know that you don't need to post every single day. You just need to post consistently. That's
Hmm.
what now I know. That even if you're posting every Tuesday, every Saturday, Sunday, just do it every Saturday, Sunday. You know, not just like that. Not posting in 1 month, let's say 10 days, and next month
Hmm.
nothing at all.
So yeah, so
Mm,
basically be consistent in terms of how many times you post, but it doesn't mean you have to put too much content every day or every week. So just
yeah, yeah.
find your flow.
Uh, mm-hmm. And if you cannot sing, dance, or do other things which look
Hmm.
cool on social media, it doesn't matter, as long as you have some good content which either helps people or if makes it makes them think a lot. That will be more than enough to attract. Now I read a report, or by Instagram or other creators, saying that now people are bored of trending reels. They
Hmm.
want some good content. They want to learn something.
Yeah, it's
So
basically what I tell my my audience or my clients. Like you want to focus on education or entertainment, and
yeah,
the best one is edutainment. So education and entertainment at the same time, and
exactly.
those are the one that really work, especially evergreen, like for long term. But if you want to do
Hmm.
content that's kind of selfish, just about you, look at me, I'm cool, those things are not really, are not going to take you far.
Yeah. Like for example, my career page is relatively new. It has something like a bit more than 200 followers only. But when I had 100, I started getting requests for giving advices, uh,
Hmm.
when it comes to career. And also, before I reached 200, I got 3 clients,
Mm,
and I
wow.
have a list of people who want a chance after them. So really, the follower count didn't matter, but I was posting something useful, and people saw that it worked for them, so they just coming back. So again, you don't have to start when you have 10K. You can start at 100. It's okay.
Yeah.
100, just 100 followers. Yeah, of course. So one thing, learn videography. Second thing is, be consistent on your own time frame, on your own schedule. You don't have to care about algorithm or whatever other people say. Third thing is, of course, you start. You can get your clients, get earn money, or you sell your business, sell your stuff at a very low follower count, as long as it's great. Whatever you're selling is great and it's useful. So no, don't care about followers. Of course, it helps a lot, but you can start beforehand. You don't have to wait for that confidence after 5,000 or
Hmm.
100,000 followers. You can be confident beforehand, and then
Yeah,
go
which
further.
which brings us to the next thing I want to talk about. Any advice you have for people who are hesitant? So you talked about the things that you could do differently if you go back in time, but now think of somebody who has maybe similar conditions like you. They have a full-time job, maybe they're scientists, maybe they work in an office, and they want to start doing some side project on social media, creating content, but they have this imposter syndrome that we all kind of suffer from. Is there anything you want to say to them that just kind of like
Uh,
inspire them to start now?
um, I would like them to know since beginning that why they are starting. Is it the reason that they just want to get a lot of collaborations, free gifts,
Hmm.
money? Then they should, of course, go in trends quickly. That's a quick way, of course. If they are, let's say, when it comes to the mentoring part, I'm doing it to Indian students because I want to give back. I don't live in India, and I have always been patriotic, so that's a
Hmm.
way for me to give back to the country, to my nation. So yes, if someone is patriotic and want to show it in some way, and if their job doesn't allow them directly, they could do it. So if they want some sense of fulfillment, and
Hmm.
they know what can give them fulfillment, so they should focus on the content, how good the content is, how useful it will be for people. If they're going to get away from professional stress, and they just want to relax, let's say art or anything similar, any artistic forms, then they should post based on what they want to learn, what they want to keep learning, a journey of artistic journey. That's what I also didn't do good. I would like to I will do it. um, that people will follow you, people will see
Hmm.
you improve, people will see how you feel when you create something, how you feel about a particular artwork, and then they will also either be inspired, or they would spread the word around that I like this artist, this person is, I like the thought process, I like how that person is growing. So of course, be clear if you are doing it for yourself, for giving it back to something, or you want to earn just the money part, or just the popular part.
Hmm.
uh, I'm not saying anything is good or bad. I'm just saying it, if you're not clear, then you might
Yeah,
get confused. No.
have a good reason
Le-
from the beginning.
Exactly. So some people, let's say, are making art just for the just to get more clients, or some deals, brand deals. And if let's say I have faced that I am starting, I am doing it for myself, but then I see them and I see, oh, they seem to be doing better when they are getting, because like this, if they're making trends, if creating trendy things, and they're getting a lot of brand deals. Am I doing something wrong? But then you know it doesn't matter, because that's not my goal, and that's probably that person's goal. So he's good, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Like
goal
the
is
yeah the
important.
yeah the reason why you start has to be really fulfilling, because
Mm.
otherwise you're gonna quit early if you're thinking just about money or about getting
Yeah.
followers, and a lot of people burn out because of those weak reasons. So if you have a strong one, you can actually continue even in the winter time. So I really
Yeah,
appreciate that
yeah.
advice. I think it's going to help a lot of people. So, Vidhi, we're almost done with the podcast. But before you go, can you tell us a bit about your next projects and plans, and what you see yourself maybe 5 years from now, 2 years from now,
Five
in terms
years
of content
Instagram will
creation?
change crazy. Instagram will be not the same as it was. In terms of content creation, I have some mentoring projects which I'm currently doing my clients, and there are more.
Hmm.
um, I would like to increase that, you know, and also put that, this is how I mentored, and there are some results. When it comes to art, I think I would like, one of those art challenges, a
Mm.
particular theme, and then you make a series out of it. That's a plan of mine, and I want to make many series, especially related to science, because scientific illustration is not something which is around. I mean, on at least on Instagram. and people are misinformed. We saw that in pandemic, right?
Yeah.
um, I would like to go in that based on the knowledge, of course, I have, and of course I can draw. That's one of the sides to it. And of course I would like to have my own merchandise, and I have some, but it's just not easy to ship in this country. Maybe I'll have my own merchandise, and I'll just print it and wear it, or keep around. um,
And I
so
think
to
Instagram they also add in a feature where you can when you can post some merchandise on the reels and people can click on it and buy directly.
yeah,
It's really
yeah,
cool.
now yes they have, yes, yes. I haven't tried it yet, I will try. But that's the goal, to start, like a stationary merchandise, store, online store maybe, or just mine, and where I can, put the art I want. And of course, when it comes to mentoring, to give back, to help as many students as I can. This,
That's awesome.
that's
Thank you so much. I think a lot of people will get a lot of value from your advice, especially people who have a similar kind of career path and they want to start creating content, but they're confused, they're hesitant, they have this kind of like fears, and if they see someone like you actually doing the work, it's gonna help them a lot. So Vidhi, I really appreciate you being on the podcast, and I hope we
thing.
can have more episodes in the future.
Yeah, one last thing
Yeah,
I
sure.
forgot.
Go ahead.
um, One last thing is that your full-time job and your work on social media need not align. So
Hmm.
some people think that, like, oh, I don't know, an engineer, and on social media I want to sing. How can I sing as an engineer? I say, you can. Come on, it's a completely different world. So it need not align. That's what it worked for me. Nothing is aligned. All three, nothing is
And
just
that's why we are
similar.
both on polywork, because is the idea of being a polymath, which is basically being a multidimensional, human being. Like you don't
Yeah,
have to kind of stick to one domain or one career path. Like you can be like an engineer, like you said, and at the same time you're doing TikTok dances. So that's fine if
yeah,
that's it's your expression as a human being. And I feel that a lot of people need to hear this because I think nowadays, especially with our culture and economy in general, everybody's trying to be more specialized, which is fine. But I'm like, for me, it's like one of my biggest idols is not like one of the recent scientists or the recent, famous
hmm.
people, is the people from the 1500s. So like Da Vinci, like Leonardo da Vinci is
Yeah.
my biggest idol because he used to be everything, like a doctor,
He's a
scientist,
polymath.
philosopher.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and I feel kind of we need to go back to that in a way, like as a
Hmm.
society in general. So yeah,
Yeah.
don't be afraid, like Vidhi said, and get to it. Vidhi,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for being on the show. I really appreciate your time and your
Thank,
advice.
thank you very much. It was really fun. Uh,
And can you tell us before you go about your social tags and your social media accounts? So we're gonna put them on the show note, but just tell people where they can find you.
okay, so you can find me on Instagram on my careers page,
Hmm.
Vidhis.careers, and Vidhis.colors. And on LinkedIn, you can find me as Vidhi Sehrawat.
Okay,
So
and we're gonna
we
put
see,
all
yeah.
of them in the show note.
Yeah, yeah. Easy, easy that.
So yeah,
Three
absolutely.
things, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you
Hmm.
guys for watching the show. And if you wanna see the artwork that Vidi does, we're gonna put it on the show notes. Thank you for watching and see you the next time.
Thank
Bye.
thank you. Bye.